Do they have the damage? Wave.
Vedius coming up as well. If it draws out enough, the dunk down. It's still messy. No wave hurts them. Irrelevant. Says see you later.
Can I go? Use Moonstone. Okay. They're still here.
Beautiful.
They're very angry, guys.
Pinitsky. Watch me. I flash.
Video.
Go for it.
Corki. Yeah.
Nice, guys. Very good job.
Okay,
T2.
And welcome back to the LEC, as I'm joined by Exakick, who's the very first player in the LEC at least, who made Lucian work. Congrats on this and on picking up the win, I guess. Tell me about the confidence you had in picking this champion in its bot lane, because as I said, LEC was not really performing on the champion. And second one, why do you think teams were failing so much on Lucian?
So first of all, I think it's the first Lucian to win in the West.
Yeah.
So it's kind of good. And yeah, I mean, I played one Lucian game last week. I was disgusting on it, honestly, because we didn't practice too much, I think, during scrims. And so what we did this week is just spam Lucian. And I just think the reason why it's not working is because you need a lot of discipline from the whole team to make this champ work, because there is steps to respect. And yeah, it's a lot of teamwork. I think it's like champs like Caitlyn, that you need your whole team to play around it, kind of.
Discipline that paid off today, because you got the Kia player of the game, Exakick, and you were telling me that your performance was, I quote, disgusting last week. Tell me about what you tried to implement and how you fixed things that didn't work out last week, for instance.
So, yeah, I mean, I was disgusting, and what we did is review a lot of Eastern Lucians. For example, I don't know, Guma, Pace, and LPL players. And yeah, that's what we did, just watch what they do and how they set up this champion to make it work, the timings and stuff. And I think we did it well today.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm very happy.
I think it's really interesting that you use LCK and maybe LPL games to train on certain picks, because I feel like you may learn certain things watching other teams do it, but when it comes to implementing this stuff into your games, you don't have the same team as T1 in the sense that they click really well and they do things because they know each other that well. What makes you think that you can apply this to SK, for instance, which is a completely different team that works really differently compared to T1?
I think it's because they are very disciplined, probably in scrims. In LEC, I think sometimes, us included, there is a lot of ego battle or like unawareness in the timings that leads to random kills. And I think this week we really tried to replicate the stage games in scrims, and I think shout out to BDS that does it very well, I think, in scrims. And yeah.
BDS locked last week, you locked today with this win. Congratulations on making it to the next stage, but you guys have been playing really well, so I think it makes sense. How do you reflect on the split so far when you compare the expectations you had coming into this year?
I think it's kind of the same as last year, honestly. People expect SK to be not so good, and I don't know why, honestly, because maybe we played bad in spring and summer last year, and I just think we practiced very hard in scrims, and we were serious and disciplined, and I think if anyone do this, they will be good, I guess, if they don't choke on stage. So yeah, I mean, so far I'm very happy. There is 2 games that I'm, because we lost twice, right? Yeah. One game, the draft was a bit hard, not to blame my coach, but we didn't know about a certain champion. And then the other game, I think I was running it down. So I think there is still room for improvement, but I think we're on the right path. And I think the addition of Niski helped a lot.
Yeah, and you seem to reflect on what has been going wrong either way, so hopefully bright future for SK in the rest of the season. Exakick, merci beaucoup. Thank you so much for the interview. And we're going to take a short break as we watch mechanics about Elyoya. We'll see you right after this.
Fresskowy on a ward. G2 will just wait it out. Cease and desist. Camps jumps across. They decide who their target is. Fresskowy, the first one. Elyoya trying to get onto Camps. He dodges away with a Heartbreaker. Perfectly played there by Elyoya. The root going down onto Yike as well as Elyoya tries to trade back in. Yike trying to get back into the pit, but he can't get there in time as Supa takes the Drake. And this is a great fight for MDK.
Well, here we saw some highlights of Elyoya last week, and he's heading up against Razork in this one, Fnatic versus Mad Lions Koi. And a very special guest joining us, Isma, to talk about the jungle matchup. Hello.
Hello.
Congrats on locking playoffs, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. Interesting, and I didn't actually think about it until you sat down here. Of course, you have tons of history with the Mad Lions Koi lineup specifically, and we asked you here to talk about the jungle. So to start us off, who do you think is better?
Damn. I think right now it's Razork that is better.
Why?
I think Razork is mechanically better, and I think he's overall better right now. I feel like Elyoya is really good when it comes to carries, like Viego and all that champ. Viego, Belvet, all that champ. But I think overall, Razork is a better player right now.
I guess also, Trymbi, when we look at the trajectories, Elyoya has a completely different team around him in terms of kind of the experience than Razork has, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Right now, I would say Elyoya is kind of like the mentor for everyone out there in the team, while Razork kind of just implemented himself into a team. Like, he already works pretty well with Humanoid and Oscar, it seems like, and now they're trying to make sure that he also helps out Noah and June, right? Because of course, like, there might be some language barrier, etc. Even though we saw that Noah has been actually doing quite well when it came to that too. And I would agree with that. I mean, I played with Razork, right? So I can't say too much about Elyoya, but I really do believe that Razork is like one of the best performing members right now. I would say even of the league. Like previously last year and this year, I just feel like, he's been like really popping off in the jungle, and the versatility that he shows, I think it also helps tremendously for the team.
It's also cool from a kind of a standpoint of their nationality. They're of course Spain's junglers, let's say, Guldborg, and we know when we look at kind of the community online, they're fired up about this one, and I think it's cool to highlight.
No, absolutely, and I think it's so cool because of the similarities between the two as well. Like, Razork as well loves to be the guy that gets resources if he wants to go for an invade. We've seen the same for Elyoya. That's kind of where they thrive. I still like your comment as well, Isma, about like more of a facilitating style, because we have seen that work better for Razork as well. So that shows a bit more versatility. But you can also just see it in the stats on the team proximity. Elyoya is way more around his team. He's trying to get these lanes ahead, whereas Razork can spend more time himself in full clearing at times. That can then give an advantage in that avenue. So two really important things to highlight.
Yeah, and I mean, what may be a tricky question, Isma, but of course, you know what it's like to kind of facilitate for these players. How do you think Elyoya doing is in that regard with those people that you know quite well?
I think Elyoya is doing pretty well. I mean, I know that Mad Lions Koi, I know them really well because I played with them last year. I know that they like to be very aggressive, very aggressive, and I think Elyoya is doing pretty well. He's playing very well as well with the support, Alvaro. I feel like they're always together and they have a really good synergy. But yeah, I would say he's doing quite well, and I think he fits pretty well his team because I know very well the coach as well, Melzet. He's like, and they're on the same page with Elyoya, right? Like, Melzet really loves to have aggressive jungler and all that stuff, and I think Elyoya is doing very well with this team for now.
If we look at the teams holistically, Trymbi, we have two teams that look like they will be locking the playoffs. What have you thought about their performance so far this split and the ceiling that they may have?
I think Mad Lions had a little bit of a better first week. Then the second week it didn't look as great, but I would still think those both two teams look really similar in some of the aspects. I would still give it to Fnatic when it comes to the fact that even though they played in MRS, like the Mad Lions Koi, they played together, I still think Fnatic has way more experience when it comes to playing together, especially in LEC right now. And I could say they have a lot of strategies or concepts already prepared that they showed throughout the first week that just helped them so much to when it comes to playing together. Where, for instance, Movistar, I still think they have a bit to learn, and I think Elyoya has to also showcase everything more and more with the time. So we'll see how it goes for them, but I'll give it to Fnatic as of now.
Okay, you know a bit about the mid lane as well. You used to play with Fresskowy years and years again. So how do you think he's gonna do versus Humanoid?
I mean, yeah, it was really long time actually, and it's crazy to think now, right, that I can see him in LEC, but he deserved it really after how well he played last year. And I would say he's a really interesting guy. I think he has a bit of a different champion pool to Humanoid, even though they play similar things. It's just he's willing to sacrifice himself in order for the team. And I'm not sure if we're gonna see it today, but I believe that's something that also like showcases him a little bit better when it comes to like champions difference.
I see you nodding. You agree with that? Yeah. Perfect read. There they are then, of course, on course for going to playoffs. I think a lot of people had so many question marks about Mad Lions Koi. They still need a couple of wins more. But regardless, I think some of us have been caught off guard, Guldborg, about what they did show, because they were such a wild card coming in.
And that's why I love them. That's really the fun thing about watching MDK right now. It's just the fact that they're willing to bring out some spicy picks. One that hasn't been fully unleashed yet, I will say, has probably been Alvaro, where we've only really seen Renata most of the time. We did see, I think it was Blitzcrank maybe, one game outside of that. And I want to see more for him, because I have actually been immensely impressed by him. I thought he's been super aggressive on Renata. He's playing the champion like a playmaker, and I want to see them contest down towards the bot side as well. And you've seen Mad Lions Koi. They try to go for the bot side. Sometimes too much, while Elyoya over diving, but you can clearly tell this is something that they're practicing.
Yeah, as well, when you look at Alvaro's solo queue, it's pretty much kind of engaged supports. He tries a little bit of range right as well, but that's why we saw so much Renata. But he was known, at least from last year as far as I remember, so much Nautilus, all of those engagey stuff. That's why I feel like this playstyle that they do right now with the amount of aggression they have, it just fits them so well actually.
Let's see what we have as we head into the draft here. Are these usually teams who give a lot of leeway to their junglers? It's pretty early usually. It's also not that adventurous right now, I want to say.
I mean, I'm curious actually how the draft will go. For instance, Mad Lions Koi already takes out the Zinzao as well from Razork, as well as Kalista from Noah, while on the other side you get more standard bans. I'm actually curious, I guess Supa started playing Senna a lot, because I don't think we saw him. Did we see him?
No, I don't think he plays Senna at all.
Yeah, so like it's actually crazy that we see that ban. Maybe they're not prepared for the meta.
Yeah.
But Blitzcrank ban as well, I guess it suggests that maybe there's gonna be some Ashe as well. June, as we saw in some of the games, he loves to play this champion if it's good. So we'll see what's gonna be the last ban. I would say something around Ashe maybe. Okay, it is Milio to deny any potential like Aphelios, Milio, Lucian, Nami trades maybe. So let's see what's gonna be the first pick. Well, this is Zeri was the thing that he played right on top lane, so I'm not sure. What do you think is gonna be played? What do you feel like? Okay, I guess it's Varus.
Yeah, I mean, I feel in jungle probably Rell Maokai trades, most likely, and in bot lane Varus. Maybe, I know that this June guy really likes range, so I think something with Ashe, maybe Lucian Nami is like classic.
Actually true. I mean, as well, right, we see Varus, so they'll think if they want to actually give Ashe, if they want to pick Lucian Nami, so that's something. Okay, they're already hovering Aphelios. Something we know about Noah, he really likes this champion, he's really good at the champion, so we'll see what he actually pairs it with, because right now there is no Milio anymore, which is like the best pairing right now, I would say, scaling-wise. So we'll see if they just decide to go for a jungler like Vi, maybe Maokai, as we said previously.
Yeah, I think in the jungle matchup between the two, this is really where you get to have the edges, Razork, where you can say if you have priority on a champion, you get to pick it now, and that's why the Vi is going to come through. Sinzar is already off the table, but we have seen Elyoya lean more towards a Rell as of lately, so it wouldn't surprise me to see that if that's something they want to go for as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, since it's Varus, maybe they're gonna go for aggressive style like Rell and try to dive it with an Ashe on top of everything.
What would you do, Isma?
I feel like, I don't like that much. My first pick. Ivern is really, really good into Vi. Like, really good.
What do you think about the champion? Do you think it's underrated since it was not played?
I think right now it's really strong and it will get stronger. I think people didn't realize yet, but I think it will be really good, Ivern.
We will see it from you and some Azir maybe.
Luckily, they already left in playoffs.
Okay, what do we pair? I mean, normally you want to pair it with an engaged jungle support. Okay, we pair it with Azir, which is one of the better pairings if you don't want to go for any AD mids. So that's nice to see they're already preparing it. But now they can think, Corki, maybe some Hui again.
Just skill check it and go Akali instead, bro. I mean,
it's fine.
I think it's fine. They have some, range going on here. I think it's pretty decent.
You've had the luxury of being a player. You didn't have to spectate this for years and years. Okay, so like you can scrim it, and maybe Corki's a bit fun to play, package in, fun to play around with.
I mean, I have to be mostly the setup, for that Corki, and that's not the nicest stuff.
Oh,
for
well,
most.
Speaking of setup, what would you set up the Corki with then as a support right now, Trymbi?
I mean, it might be looking like a Nautilus 4. We'll see how it goes. Right now, Ashe is banned. I would think they would ban Renata as well. If they they want to go the engage, right? It depends what they're prioritizing right now. Since they have Vi, I would say you kind of want to ban like either Tamket or Renata to stop this Vi, to help this Vi actually engage and be even useful. On the other side, there's Sjokz, so they're banning the possible blind tops, which also might be the case since, as we know, Oscar, if Kassante's not banned, he will most likely like to pick it. So we'll see how that one goes. And with this, okay, there goes the Renata, and I would think they still want to ban the second top laner unless they think they cannot counter the, I don't know, Nautilus coming in or other champions. So that would be something that, yeah, I would like to actually see, because then it's about Fnatic what they want to actually do on fourth pick. If they want to let the support counter pick or if they want the top laner to last pick actually.
I don't think Madlionskoy draft is fitting their style that much though. Like with Ivern Azir, I feel like.
Oh, I think they do need engage anyway. No.
Yeah, but I will prefer to see, for example, Elyoya on a carry and Fresskowy on a like Nico something like this.
I agree with that. I agree with
Azir,
that.
like.
Oh, maybe it's Varus top actually. We didn't talk about. Oh my God, it actually is, because it might be into Cassante. It's
I now
a really
hope
good
so
pick.
because
And ironically, it's really.
Oh!
It is.
Oh my God, it
The thing
is.
is, like, I feel they really need to engage on the left draft. I feel they have.
They like, because
Like,
Rakan
yes.
doesn't want to be the only one engaging.
yeah.
It's not that easy,
hard
especially.
draft.
I mean, it's a very interesting one, and you have to play around a lot around top, while on the other side, enemy has heavy engage, right?
Yeah.
Vi, they have Rell, so Aphelios and Corki can actually deal the damage. So it's gonna be about how well Varus can actually like prioritize the lane on top and get some kind of advantages.
Isma, in these drafts, in which team would you rather jungle right now? Would you rather be the Vi or the
Fnatic.
Ivern?
I would really love to be the Vi here, because I feel like if you ult Varus, he will die. If you ult Azir, he will die. Even if there is Ivern, yeah, sure, he can put it, but I would really prefer to be Fnatic jungler right now.
I see it. This is, I believe, the first Varus top in main leagues in 2024, but I let my casters validate that. Over to you. It was actually your point, sorry.
Wow. Here we are to validate that. We also don't.
We have no idea. We have
I was
absolutely.
not ready for this curveball.
Yeah,
folks. We have used one of the many pro builds websites to Google very quickly what it does. It looks like Varus AP mid, if you remember back in the day. So obviously very oppressive. Early trade patterns super strong. The downside similar to the Varus top.
I mean, but for those that don't know, Myrwn is the guy that will play the crazy stuff. He's very enthusiastic about all manner of different champions in the top lane, and he's going lethal tempo.
And look, all I'm saying is Myrwn versus Adam in playoffs. Just let me see it. Who can dig deeper into the weird picks?
Holy moly. Well, I'm excited to see what this champion can do. This is going to be one of those we learn together casts, because this is brand new for me. Hadn't heard about it coming into today, but I'm excited.
So I think on paper, just a theory craft, just to spitball a bit with you here. Obviously great into tanks and tanky front lines if you are going to go for the AP build. Eats tanks alive, has good ranges, and it's just general, same as it is in bot lane, a super oppressive early laner. It's sort of like if Vayne Top was good in pro. Unlike Vayne Top, if you hit him with a single piece of CC, he's going to die.
Well, so this is the thing, like if you want to do like a comparison, Quinn top, Vayne top, these AD carries that you can often find in top lane, they have ways of escape. A dash, like Quinn has her blind and her E, Vayne has her Q and her knockback, she also has a stealth when she gets ultimate.
Yeah.
Really nice trades from Mad already.
I mean,
both
Jun
top
has
lane and
health
bot lane.
bar.
Yep.
Instant pock on.
And the wave is on its way now, so I don't think he's going to get a recall off. So nice advantage gain in the bot lane. But yeah, but Varus doesn't have that, as you rightly said. He is running both Ghost and Flash. You imagine as part of that precaution, right?
Certainly.
But no TP means the potential for the cross map. It means we're likely going to be seeing a lot of 4-1 setups, maybe even just forcing 5-man groups from Mad because their only TP is available on Fresskowy. But yeah, Varus top. Early laning phase, going to be easy for him. You're going to see him have a nice range advantage. Oscarinin is not going to be able to do a huge amount. Yeah. And so he's just going to get chipped away at. You imagine once he gets his first base off, once he gets a bit of armor under his belt, there's room for him to potentially get some nice trades off. But there's the lethal tempo, and already you're seeing the potential damage, starting with the E on the Varus top.
Yeah, the extra slow going to be nice. Obviously, level 2, you expect you can take W just for the extra burst on the Blight stacks. If he does opt to build AP, obviously he's going to shred that tank health bar pretty early, but because he opted for Doran's, early adaptive stats will shift to AD, which is great. Oh my god, look how much fun he's having. Don't we all love ranged top laners? Look at him go. This is tough for Oscar, and I like the call out from MDK here because Oscar's been playing a ton of K'Sante. It's kind of, he's been unafraid to blind pick in most scenarios.
That's true.
And you can tell why. He's been performing fantastically at it, but MDK obviously with what they feel is an ace up their sleeve to punish this kind of pick.
You have to imagine as well that they locked in the Varus first as a flex pick too, right?
Sure.
So that you can potentially move it to the bot lane if he doesn't lock in the K'Sante, whether or not it was a specific pick into the K'Sante. Hopefully we can get some insight from them afterwards. But so far it's working very well. Elyoya now pathing towards top, has the level 3. They're already threatening a dive.
Yeah, what can he do?
Do they have the damage?
Setup here. Tanking now is Myrwn. Myrwn gonna flash to safety. Flawless exchange of aggro. First blood for Mad Lions Koi. That was damn clean. Razork, can he punish? TP already coming in. Into the bush he goes. Elyoya's been spotted. Ball breaker a little off, but gets the job done anyway. That's the return kill.
I mean, not the worst case scenario overall for Fnatic. You think about what was spent in that, yes. Ideally, Oscarinin loses a lot of farm, but he gets to immediately TP back into the lane. He'll catch a lot of the aggro. But I like the way that this was set up, because Myrwn just tanks the tower initially, just right from the start. Yep. And then he knows that he has both the Ghost and Flash to be able to create distance from him after he's taken a certain number of shots. See a bit of trading down towards bot lane.
Bottom of your screen, Knock was present. Noah already forced away. That's the Ghost now used as Supa walks up. Obviously, in the early lane, you kind of favor Xayah in a lot of those short burst trades just because of the feathers, and Noah clearly not respecting that, close to swapping over to guns, but that's actually bad news. You would love to stay.
So this is the consequences
sustain.
of that dive. Oh, actually, not quite converted into anything.
It's so hard. I mean, he does a lot of damage.
Well,
if you disrespect or miscalculate, this champion will kill you.
I think the bigger issue is that they just didn't have a big enough wave. It wasn't in a good spot for them to really feel confident enough that they could go for that dive.
Unlike Myrwn and Elyoya, they didn't have both flashes accessible to swap tower aggro, to drop tower aggro instantly, so it would be a little bit tricky.
But with regards to the scaling, like, you look at the champions in this game, Corki, Aphelios, obviously very potent late game threats. But
also Varus.
Yeah, but
if he's going AP, this Varus scales disgustingly well.
I'm curious as to what direction he will go, right? Because a dagger is no real indication. It could very well be that he goes for the
we could be Blade of the Rune King.
Yeah.
No, that's the best and worst part of playing Varus. What is he cooking? You don't know.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see what direction he fully commits to. But yeah, I mean, the beauty is you've got double AD carry with Ivern, right? Yeah. So like on paper, you'd sit there and go, what? Corki, Aphelios, naturally that late game scaling is going to be that advantage. But when you compare that to Ivern with Azir plus double AD carry, like that's a lot of range. That's a lot of potential damage.
A lot of range, a lot of disengage. Rakan gives you good engage. You are lacking to a certain degree in terms of tanky frontliners. If Ivern gets ahead, he will make up for some of that with shielding, as Noah is forced to flash out as a trade of flashes. But that's positives for the side of Mad Lions Koi. Always happy to trade support for AD Flash.
They certainly are, yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how this game develops. So far, it's still very even. No significant advantage gained for either side. You can see in the top lane, small goal lead in favor of Myrwn. But you imagine that'll be closed in just a little bit. As the wave is here. Razork sitting on a ward. But can Myrwn get out of this? Oh, Elyoya's there to cover. Like this from... He recognizes how much danger he's in, but they also have that vision. But remember, no flash for Noah in the bot lane.
Goes for Supa. Flashing forward. The root is available for Noah. He's going to try to lay down a bit more damage. Jun can't do much to body block, though. That's the knock up. The pullback on the feathers. Man, Supa has never played a game yet where he looks like a rookie to this stage. He always looks so comfortable, so confident to punish those kind of discrepancies in summoner spells.
They also just had great information, right? Those wards in top lane not only allowed Elyoya to provide cover, but also gave the information for the bot lane to fully commit to that play. Xayah and Rakan, very powerful 2v2 combo. And they catch Noah without his flash. So really nice setup from the bot lane 2v2 and delivering. Now a small advantage once again gained for Mad Lions Core.
And you look at it, less than 1,000 gold, of course, the difference, not going to be a 3-0 start in terms of the Void Grubs. So not the end of the world at all for Fnatic. They still have Corki. Corki incredibly powerful in the patch. If you've missed the LCK or Game 1, you're going to be seeing a lot of Corki this week. It is the way of things. The struggle obviously is if you start to fall too far behind an Ivern composition, or any composition that has a lot of healing and shielding, it's so hard to get yourself out from under that deficit. Fnatic, we'll see how they kind of try to fire back as we get closer to level 6 when Razork and Jun can kind of make things happen with those effective ultimates.
I think one of the big advantages of Fnatic's comp as we get later onto the game is their potential side lane threat. when you've got both a Corki and a Cassante, it's very easy for you to set up 1-3-1 or just multiple points of pressure on the map. That, again, because there's no TP on Myrwn, because it's going to be difficult for an AD carry isolated to be that far pushed up in the lane, there's windows for Fnatic to be able to take advantage of that, but that's not until much later on into the game. For now, in this early stage, Mad Lions are really the driving force, finding advantages in top, finding advantages in bot, mid. I mean, it's Azir Corki. For those that are new to League of Legends, this is a matchup that we've literally been seeing since...
as old as time.
Since whenever Azir was released. I don't remember when it was, but it was a while ago. So it's a very low engagement matchup, and it's just all about farming. Perhaps when Humanoid gets the package, he can look for a potential roam.
But, I mean, the clear indicator that this is going to be a no-action zone is the Cole purchase in the mid lane. Both champions want to scale, but now that's a clean engage on the bottom side. Razork instantly ready to fall. Look for the punish on the Supa. Feathers fly for Supa, but is it going to be enough? A nice knockout coming from Alvaro, and they turn it back! Absolutely outplayed, my God! Where did this duo come from?
Excellent outplay from the Mad Lions bot lane. Razork messes up his flash Q combo, and the CC and execution was flawless. Fnatic just didn't have the damage, and this Mad Lions bot lane has found him bigly the ult.
Another knock-up, another pullback. Jun, Ignite ticking.
He's gonna get a kill back. Credit to Jun.
A little over-eager there, certainly.
Punishes Alvaro. The idea is there with the quick level 6. He can find another kill, but Jun utilizing his own ultimate to keep Alvaro underneath the tower to trade back on that kill. Very well played.
And right now, Mad Lions Koi are running the map, and certainly the bot lane. That has to be infuriating for Fnatic. They used so many resources just to have the play turned on them. The only reason they really got anything out of it is because Alvaro got a little over-eager. We'll see what they can do to fire back. Of course, for Mad Lions Koi, we've seen a lot of games. The one against G2, for example, where they build these big leads, where they fight tooth and nail to find these advantages in the lane phase, converting them, holding on to them as we get into the mid game is going to be the big thing to watch.
So the engage comes down, and look at that flash missing out from Razork. This allows Supa to get the ultimate off. No one, not level 6 yet. Then the double knockup from Alvaro allows Supa to reposition, bring the feathers back, and the damage is just way too much for this Fnatic 3-man squad. Alvaro will tick over to level 6 here, and he sees an opportunity to make a play happen. Unfortunately for him, it doesn't go quite the way that he wants, but still, that's a 1k gold lead for the Xayah now. Mad Lions Koi should be feeling pretty happy with how this early game is going so far.
And Fnatic are going to be frustrated because, you know, Xayah is a champion who is very strong on one item. Aphelios is fine, but doesn't do nearly as much in terms of impact in the early to mid-game skirmishes. So Mad Lions Koi right now have all the tools they need to run this map. On top of that, Elyoya, yes, he's behind a little bit in terms of gold, but it doesn't matter because he's Ivern. He puts a shield on top of that Xayah, and they are living free.
Dragon spawning in about 2 minutes' time. We've got more grubs on the way.
And we know one thing. Varus is building at least a little bit of attack damage.
So I imagine he's going for the AD build, right?
I don't think you care. This is the only champion in the game. At this point, as long as the item has attack speed, it's good for Varus. He can literally build anything he wants.
True.
Like, Varus walked so Kai'Sa could fly, essentially. You know what I mean? This is the OG build anything you want AD carry.
Oh, Ezreal is the OG build anything
well, okay, all right, yeah.
I'll give him
that
a
was a
close
problem.
second.
We had to stop that one.
Yeah, he could play in every role. That's true. He was a jungle, mid,
Yeah.
AD support.
His
top.
W used to heal people and be an attack speed debuff.
It did. The good old days.
Yeah, Balance team really cooked back then. Once they cooked, but they cooked.
But this is going to be an uncontested grubs. They have the pressure in top. Humanoid had a reset, which means that there was a window for Fresskowy to move in mid. But now Razork wants to get a bit of vengeance.
Flash wheel from Myrwn.
Sundered Sky picked up for Razork as well.
He's going experimental Hexplate. I'm calling it now. He's going experimental Hexplates. We'll see how this play works out immediately. Ult now coming in. Can try to fish for the disengage with the ultimate of his own. Myrwn, nice sidestep on the ult. He's still living for now, but he should just get taken down. Root throw into the tower is key. Oscarinin not going to cancel his ultimate. Doesn't need the extra resistances quite yet. Fresskowy going for the pushback here. Elyoya in the area. They don't have a lot of upfront damage on this combo, but Elyoya is still going to try to finish it. They're punching back. Bit of an overextension on the top side. Elyoya forced to flash out to safety. Fnatic knowing their limits.
So this is, I think, a good example of that frontline capability. Fnatic's top jungle just have so much durability in a drawn-out fight. And with their mobility as well, they can really skirt around some of the damage that Mad Lions quite have, but also demonstrating some of the weaknesses of this Varus top. The champions on your screen, this Vi and Cassante, they are designed to kill your AD carry.
Yep.
And so, even with your flash, unfortunately, it is not enough. Still in a pretty comfortable position, though. He's going to move over to mid, but the chain CC is just so relentless. He flashes away, try to create space. That's not going to be enough to get away from Oscarinin.
Yeah. And I mean, nice.
A nice ultimate. Yeah, really nice. Trying to keep Oscarinin underneath the tower. One more tower shot. Could have very well traded it back. Look, they knocked Vi back. Vi is the full HP target here. And she just walks away from the soldiers. She's sidestepping what she can. And then she turns her attention onto Elyoya. And then Oscarinin gets involved in the fight. And he's forced to flash away. So, well played from the Fnatic top jungle.
Certainly. And I think knowing that they are just stronger in that context. Azir doesn't even have a fully completed item yet.
Yeah.
Elyoya has bits and pieces. He was just able to finish his first item there. But ultimately, not enough. As Humanoid now on the chase, wants to shut this Varus down. Not a lot that Myrwn can do on this one. Some clean sidesteps. Oh!
He dodges! Happy feet!
Are they just better? What did they eat this morning? Every single player on Mad Lions Koi is outplaying.
Myrwn with a great sidestep to dodge that last rocket. Beautifully done. A dragon now going to be secured for Mad Lions Koi.
I love this team. I don't know what to say, man. That is hype. I have not seen so many
experimental hex play.
Experimental hex. I haven't seen so many raw, just like 1v1 or 2v2 outplays in mini games, Mr. Day. That said, Fnatic now trying to mount the defense on the bottom side.
Caught me off guard, I'm gonna be honest.
Fresskowy, there, makes sense on Varus. He uses every single part of that well. Alvaro now trying to follow up for the engage. That's a two-man lockup. Noah throwing down a bit of damage with red guns, but already Razork is about to get taken out. He's trying to get out to safety. Supa death for the finish to kill, and he's gonna find one. Does he have time to pull the feathers back? What's left on the cooldown? Can he drag them in? He has to retreat for now. Humanoid, the big source of damage, looking to mop up the kills here. Fnatic. Hope in their eyes, blood in their eyes as well, maybe, as they start to chase for this one. Oscar now coming in on the backside. That's his TP advantage. Elyoya, surely no way he makes out of this one. No minions to Q2. Nowhere he can go. Are they going to try to take the time to donate to kill the Noah? It looks like the answer could be yes. Really taking their time. Want their AD carry to grab it. Clean, disciplined play on the bottom side from Fnatic.
Fnatic definitely not down and out just yet. Bit of a blunder from Humanoid in that 1v1 against Myrwn. But let's look back at how this fight played out. So it's Fresskowy getting caught very deep in the enemy jungle. Fnatic quick to get that pick. But the re-engage from the Mad Lions bot lane. Nice engage from Alvaro to get the two-man knockup, and then the damage from Supa is enough to get that kill onto Razork. But now, Humanoid rejoins the fight. Now it's a 3v3 once again, and Mad just don't have the resources to keep this fight going. Supa does get away to safety, but then the TP flank comes in from Oscarinin to lock down Elyoya, and they hand another kill over to Noah. So we sing the praises of Mad Lions Koi, but Fnatic definitely not down and out just yet.
Certainly not. But Mad Lions Koi, of course, are getting more in the midst of this play as we see it continue on top side there on the mini-map. Varus already pushing in. He's broken down the tier 1 tower now that we come back to live. Experimental Hexblade, of course, if you don't know, gives you haste for your ultimate. When you ult, you get movement speed and attack speed. Varus uses all of those stats super well, and his ult, as we highlighted, he doesn't have the luxury of a Quinn or Vayntop in terms of some nice disengage tools, so more access to the ultimate is big. Is it big enough to stop a Vi from just standing on top of your face and killing you, though? We will find out momentarily.
Elyoya's here.
Elyoya there over the wall, waiting for the shield. Q comes in. Oh, Razork has to hate his life right now. Myrwn whipping for far too long, but Humanoid gonna make sure to finish the job. John on the backside. Noah, good guns for the CC for the follow-up. Elyoya overextending, dashes back into this fight, instantly gets knocked up, and Fnatic fighting fire with fire. Ahead now in the kill score.
They're just setting their sights onto Myrwn. They spotted him on vision on the top gromp, and they immediately collapse. Fnatic, using their vision very well, have gained a gold lead. They're gonna lose this mid tower. They did gain the tower in top lane. Mad Lions, they had a lot of momentum going in their favor, but their top side slowly starting to fall apart, even with the strength of their bot lane.
And you can see mid-jungle for Fnatic, the ones coming up clutch here. Humanoid coming into so many of these fights, mopping up. Razork able to find the setup. Yes, some of the earlier plays really not panning out for them. That first play on the bottom side giving so much to Mad Lions Koi's bottom lane, but now as we've gotten in this mid-game, now we've gotten out of some of these early lanes, they are playing fabulously.
Well, I mean, this is where you need to give so much credit to Razork. He's, I remember back when he stayed on the Fnatic roster when they did initially make changes last year. A lot of the fans were skeptical, questioning.
Set up there, Humanoid connect. Should be no way for Humanoid to get out of this one. Jun in the area to try to get the stun. Supa just continues to walk him down. Alvaro now on the way in, gonna act as a highway, forcing the flash out at the very minimum. Jun should not have a way out of this. That is one dead Rell, more than enough chain CC to secure this kill onto the support. Jun's still running, has to get the ghost out. Does force the Ghost out at the very least, but Jun will go down.
Okay, so Mad Lions should be able to convert this into the Herald. But we're seeing a lot of the successful plays from Fnatic be driven by Razork. He's doing a good job of finding these windows where he can force a fight, utilizing his CC to lock down the enemy AD carries who don't have those summoner spells or ultimates available. And I think the Fnatic need to keep playing around this, because right now we're seeing Fnatic get caught out left, right, and center. Mad Lions Koi, their aggression seems to exist everywhere on all of their players. If they see an opportunity for a skirmish or a fight, they will take it. And that can be both a blessing and a curse, because sometimes it can put you in situations where you've overstepped your boundaries and you don't actually want that fight then and there. And it feels to me like that those are the windows that Razork is looking for. So we've got a nice clash of junglers here. Always a pleasure to see Razork and Elyoya going face to face. Even though Elyoya is a little bit behind right now, I feel like that the team of Mad Lions Koi emphasizes that goal and want to skirmish and fight.
Absolutely, and I think we heard Isma talk about it on the desk as well. Elyoya really successful on a lot of the carry jungler picks, hasn't been as successful in his other picks. This champion, Ivern, not a carry. Much more about utility, much more about setting up your allies, and while the early game was pretty good, as we've gotten later, it started to fall apart a bit. Underestimating how much, or overestimating how much damage they'd be able to do in the exchanges. 16 seconds now until Ocean Drake spawns. Mad Lions Koi have push in mid, have push on bot side. They will have first setup. Fnatic, do they want to contest this? Alvaro.
I mean, really good setup right now from Mad Lions Koi. They push in both mid and bot. They've kept Humanoid top lane, no TP available. That should be up relatively soon. I'm gonna very quickly check the cooldown on that. But it looks like for now, Fnatic have conceded this dragon. They're happy to give it away. It's not gonna put anyone on soul point. So they said, you know what, we're just gonna wait and scale for now.
This is definitely a proposition for a 50-50 here, but it looks like he will not go for it. Of course, in the picture-in-picture and on the mini-map, you can see Humanoid is able to take down the top tier 2. So trade of the dragon for some gold. Fnatic now holding the lead in gold.
He has a shutdown, 350 gold on Humanoid.
Yeah, this man is here to make money, Vedius. Yeah. He's got first strike, he's got coal.
Oh, hang on, hang on, hang on.
All right, Root is there, trying to delay the play. Elyoya fishing for the retreat. Myrwn caught out here. Flash is up and available. He will just barely be able to make it away. Fresskowy now coming into the play as well. Keep your eyes on that stream of shuffle. Instantly pushing 2 back. Razork trying to make it to safety, but again, this time it's Fnatic overestimating what they could accomplish on the bottom side.
I credited Razork for his initiative in this game, looking for opportunities, but that one was an overforce. They tried to make a 3 versus 3 happen, but they didn't really have the bulk of their damage available. Elyoya gonna get away with the crab. But I mean, Mad Lions, really good punish once again. Good utilization of the teleport from Fresskowy to collapse from behind. It was a 5 versus 3. Neither Humanoid or Noah was there to really dish out the bulk of Fnatic's damage. And overall, yeah, just a big overforce. You can see they thought that they caught Myrwn out. But thanks to the Ivern, he has so much survivability. He has a lot of health. He flashes away the Guardian there as well. Throws out the ultimate to lock the 3 Fnatic members down. And it's like shooting fish in a barrel at this point. Yeah. There is no threat onto any of the carries. And you can see Myrwn took like no damage in that collapse.
Yeah, the sustained damage of this carry trio, you put any 2 of them in a fight alive and well, and they're going to tear through the enemy team. And it's hard for Fnatic. The good news is Myrwn, no flash. A much easier target in future fights to come. If they can keep these 80 carries on the opposite side flashes as we get closer to Baron, etc., the fights get much, much easier for Fnatic. But if Varus has flash, if Azir has flash, if Xayah has flash and all, these fights feel pretty impossible for Fnatic to play out.
I like how Mad Lions Koi right now is just controlling the vision, really calm play. They need to play on another mid wave. I think they may have overcommitted a few members, but Varus can now move into mid and catch this. They want to keep these waves in their control. You'll likely see Fresskowy now pathing back towards top, push out another wave. As I say that, they're really pushing deep into the enemy jungle. Okay, so they're just going to use this mid wave to try and get a bit of damage down onto this tower.
For the Herald, no one's going to ride the Herald. They don't want to get over-eager there.
Now they need to catch one more mid-wave. Now we'll see actually Fresskowy moving up towards top, so they just wanted to guarantee that Herald play.
Yep.
And it looks like the resets are going to come through. They've invested a lot of vision to get this initial control, make Fnatic feel uncomfortable about how dark it is around the Baron. And now they have to invest their vision into re-clearing all of this out. And that's going to give a window for Mad Lions to get a good reset, then come back out onto the map, spend some of that gold, come refreshed, restocked on all that vision, and potentially even force the Baron. Of course, it is still 2 minutes until the Dragon spawns. They don't necessarily have to force this, but the next objectives become the harder ones to take. You really need to start playing much deeper onto the enemy side of the map.
And Fnatic really cannot afford to miscalculate their damage or overforce on picks. Ivern has an Ardent Sensor now at this point, so much effective gold in terms of damage output is going into the back pocket of 3 different carries on the side of Mad Lions Koi. They will certainly outdamage if Fnatic cannot find their man and shut down one of their targets instantly.
So now it's the contest over the mid wave. Bot wave is in a bit of an awkward spot for Mad Lions Koi, but again, they only have 1 TP and it's sitting on Fresskowy. That's currently on cooldown. Fnatic, though, choosing to try and contest this 5v5 in the mid lane.
Agreeing a little bit to the ARAM here. Mad Lions Koi might just try and force.
Oh, I like this from Mad Lions Koi. They're playing off that mid wave. They know that they were able to clear it first. That gives them access into the river. The vision is still largely in their control. And they've now just replenished all their wards, so it's easier to maintain that control. And now you really start to make Fnatic uncomfortable. You really start to make them sweat.
Yeah.
They'd love to push out another wave top. I'd like to see Myrwn or someone go and catch the wave very quickly. It looks like they're going to do that just now. And Supa, again, controlling this mid wave.
As Myrwn moves up, it's a brief opportunity for Fnatic to try and punish while the carries aren't located together, but instead they'll just trade waves back.
They're committing Humanoid's TP in mid. They've actually sent Fresskowy bot, knowing that his TP is going to be up soon. The Dragon is spawning in about 50 seconds, so now the priority will shift. They're going to move away from the top side of the map with all that control. Fnatic are going to invest their time re-clearing it, while Mad Lions Koi actually move their pressure now down towards the bot side of the map, knowing that that soul point potential is available to them in about 40 seconds.
Yeah. It is important to note 3 items on Humanoid. If we square up again, if it's this ARAM in the mid lane, it's going to be about the sustain of Elyoya, the shielding of Ivern versus the poke that this Corki can bring to the table. Mad Lions Koi really want to get their carries in range. Do not want to play at Corki max range rockets here. But with vision control of the area, it's so hard for Humanoid to reliably connect with a lot of these rockets, to reliably poke these members down.
Okay, so Fnatic not clearing out all this vision means that Mad Lions Koi are going to start that they've completely abandoned the Dragon.
It's an Azir, a Varus. They shred this. They're going to delete this. It's already gone.
The feathers.
It's dead on my screen. Enemy jungle nowhere to be seen. Razork cannot find the angle, didn't expect him to go for it, or felt that it was already gone. And the Dragon's still up and available. Mad Lions Koi. I mean, this is fantastic.
They caught Fnatic completely off guard. I mean, I was just talking about how I expected them to now shift their prio down towards the Dragon and start setting up a contest around that. But instead, they decided to just repeat back towards the Baron where the vision already was. Fnatic hadn't cleared all of that out. They hadn't reclaimed that control. And Mad was like, sure, okay, if you don't want to own this part of the map, we'll then take it from you. And they took a nice, easy Baron. Now they have control over the top side. They can threaten this tier 2.
And their comp is fantastic at sieging.
Oh, it is.
Humanoid luckily has enough wave clear to slow this down at least a little bit. The fact that, of course, they have 5 stacks on the Void Bite buff does mean that the little minions are going to spawn block some of those rockets from coming through, which will be frustrating. Oscarinin going unstoppable. A tower already set up in the mid lane for Fresskowy.
So he's still a hard man to kill.
True.
But right now, Mad Lions Koi are just using their range to slowly keep control of their pressure. You can see Myrwn pushing another wave top. They can rotate down to mid, the 1-4 that we talked about. And they're just kind of suffocating Fnatic. There is no side lane threat that we talked about that they could maybe use. They're just being smothered right now from all this pressure and wave clear and range that's coming out from Mad Lions Koi.
And earlier in the game, we were looking at almost 2,000 gold apiece for Razork and Humanoid over their respective opposition. Now it's shrunk to less than 1,000, less than 300 in terms of the jungle matchup. Bot lane still remains wildly far ahead. Mad Lions Koi very much in control. We'll see how much more they can get done with another minute and 30 seconds of the Baron buff.
Well, their eyes are now on that tier 2 in the bot lane, right? They've shifted their priority over here. Fresskowy ticked over to level 16. That's the push in mid. And now again, they continue their pressure. There's nothing they really need to be scared of. Sometimes you can argue that relatively low-range AD carries, someone like Xayah, can be scared of things like Syndra when sieging or something like a Rumble. But what do they have to be scared of? Maybe a Rell engage, but that means that you're going to have to either find a flank.
You should always be a little scared of Corki rockets on this patch.
Sure.
That's all.
But against Baron and powered minions, I don't think they have to be too
you just
paranoid
hide
about
behind
it.
them. And when an Ivern is sitting there pocket shielding you every 3 seconds, I think you're...
I love this control. Very disciplined play from Mad Lions Koi. We were talking about how much skirmishing and aggression we were seeing from them in the early game, but now it's just clean control macro. A great play around the map.
Fnatic have an opportunity to try to force something. You can see vision in your mini-map. There is a flank ward there if they want to go for it, but I don't think the value proposition is there. Right now, if you concede your tier 2, it's not the end of the world, and so far they're clearing waves successfully.
I like this from Fresskowy. Just keep the pressure in mid, keep those 2 points where Fnatic constantly have to answer, and the second that someone disengages, you can siege this tower. I think they're going to get it, though.
Should be able to break this one down. Razork just threatening, just posturing with that ball breaker, trying to get MDK to back off the bottom lane. And Fnatic, for now, have managed to hold this. Baron buff going to fall away. No more Baron-empowered waves. They still have pressure in the mid lane, however. Maybe they can just leverage a man advantage. They should have first roam to bot if Fresskowy wants it, but instead just going to set up home in mid lane and threaten the inhibitor tower.
I mean, right now, this is the best play for Mad Lions, Corey. There's nothing else in the map for them to take, so they're just going to keep chipping away at these towers.
Tower done. Jun immediately going to go in. Supa lets feathers fly. Root in the backside. Alvaro now immediately going to try to go for the ball, but it's Humanoid on the flank. Humanoid with the package. This might be the opportunity to Noah. Beautiful ult. But isn't enough. A lot of damage as Humanoid now tries to tear through. Myrwn getting cut down. That's one carry off the menu, and it's Oscarinin raining hell on the backside. More kills now coming through. Razork again finding the shutdown. Fnatic have the angle. Mad Lions Koi finally gonna back away. An excellent punish.
I'm really impressed with that engage from Fnatic. The TP package from Humanoid was massive. Keep your eyes, the ping comes down. They know that they have the TP as an option. Jun is the one to initiate the engage. Great response from Supa. He has the ultimate available. You think, oh, well, there's no follow-up here. Look, even the route onto the backline, the engage onto Noah means that he can't move anywhere. It looks like a lost fight. The chain CC thrown down onto Supa. He's not taking a huge advantage, but look at this. Oh, the damage from Humanoid is crazy. And because of Razork's commitment with the ultimate, because of Jun committing his ultimate as well, Supa had nothing left. So the moment that Oscarinin gets his way onto the backline, Supa's forced to flash away and retreat. Great engage all round from Fnatic. Humanoid, Oscarinin, I mean the whole team really doing everything that they needed to in that fight.
Certainly, Humanoid shining, but you can see what will happen in these fights once Mad Lions Koi are out of resources, once the front line has been broken here. Oscarinin gets to have a bit of a field day. And that's Corki, folks. Very strong. We're going to say really good play from Humanoid. I'm not here to take credit away from anybody, but Corki definitely looks strong.
I mean, rarely do you get to see a package like that. A flank, 5-man ultimate and package.
You're right.
That was kind of
very
crazy.
impressive package. Humanoid now also has Eclipse, which if you don't know, when you have Malignance and Eclipse, your rockets will proc Eclipse passive by themselves, which gives you extra shield, extra damage, bit of movement speed. Very obnoxious, very powerful. But
I mean, the Shojin as well. Love seeing this addition. Just giving you more damage durabilities once you've got a fully stacked Myrwn. Popped the Ghost.
What is the angle here?
It's an awkward spot.
Mad Lions Koi have to be careful. Fnatic collapse on one of these flanks, it could all just fall apart.
Fnatic have actually gained access to the wave, which means that they still control the river, giving them early access to the dragon. The question is, will they be able to take it down before the Baron spawns? My instinct says yes.
Well, Mad Lions Koi aren't even moving to start the Baron. They're not really looking to make the trade. They don't think they have enough time to force that down.
Humanoid finally ticked over to 16, so that's now 3 points in his ultimate. It's crazy how the momentum has shifted. They're still 3k gold down, but Fnatic feel way more terrifying than they were just a few minutes ago.
Absolutely. 2 items on Aphelios has to be respected. It's really all eyes on Humanoid, though. His damage output is everything, but they're still focusing on other members. Humanoid untouched to the backside, but Razork is already about to fall. Oscarinin taken out as well. Noah and Humanoid versus the world. So far, a slaughter of a fight. Noah cut down as well. There's nothing that Humanoid can do here. Myrwn standing on the front lines. It'll be Baron for Mad Lions Koi.
The fight was on Mad Lions Koi's conditions this time round. Oscarinin face check. He was dancing in front of the brush. But a really good engage from Alvaro once again. Lands onto the front line, and they just focus the front line down. Look at this, chain CC, roots. The ultimate even connects onto Noah. Oh my, what a great ultimate from Alvaro, connecting onto 4 people, keeping them in range. The root then comes through from the Varus ultimate. And then they just tear Fnatic apart, front to back. They're able to get a very well executed fight.
And you can see hesitance for a brief moment there on the coaching staff. They're not sure if it's enough, but when Oscarinin and Razork goes down, it's a sigh of relief. They know that they've torn through that fight, and again, yeah, fabulous pullback on the feathers from Supa, fabulous ultimate from Alvaro, and Oscarinin, most of the games he's been playing Cassandra, he has not been playing against triple carry threat compositions, clearly thinking he was much tankier than he actually was in that context.
I mean, we always see Cassandra as this unkillable monster. Turns out you just needed an extra carry on
one
top.
more. He can handle 2 carries. Can't handle 3.
Oh. Wow. I mean, we've had some great team fighting in this game from both sides. Mad Lions Koi, though, back in the driver's seat. With the Baron buff, they're finally going to get this tier 2 down. And they can start sieging onto the base of Fnatic. Can they find another creative fight? You look at the minimap, no flank wards this time. They're not going to allow Humanoid another play like that.
Won't let that come through, but again, the poke is huge. The bad news for Fnatic is Humanoid's not going to get much stronger than he is right now. The good news is Noah can get so much stronger. He's so far behind right now, only 2.5 items. Once able to get that lifesteal, a bit of extra armor pen, he can be the second carry Fnatic needs in these fights, but for now, his damage is just not there.
That's where the goal difference really is, the 280 carries. You can see Mad Lions quite sure. Ooh, the damage on the Supa though. Humanoid, as long as he's landing those rockets. I mean, I said that they didn't have much to be afraid of, but I was clearly very wrong. Humanoid is very scary right now.
Notice he took no damage there. That's Celestial opposition, and he has Anathema's Change strapped to the Corki, the only person on Fnatic who does damage right now. Credit again to Alvaro, very heads-up build path there, opting for the item.
All right, now Daisy's come out. There we go. Will we see another fight? Supa.
Oh! Knockback there, instant knock-up, instant change. He is enough to burn through. That's a carry down. Fnatic, do not hesitate to pull the trigger. One carry will fall. A second on the menu, but Myrwn trying to fire back desperately. Elyoya there to shield him, but there's just too many members of Fnatic barreling down. They found their man. They found their fight.
They do it again, Drakos.
Exact same spot.
It's the exact same.
Flank this time.
This time, though, Razork lands the CC onto Supa. Doesn't even get to use his ultimate or flash. Fnatic continue to hold the line. We're going all the way with this one. So let's look back at this. Supa's already been chipped down by Humanoid. The initial groundwork has been laid out. And then Razork has the Q charge, flash into the connect, instant ultimate, chain CC'd. The follow-up from Jun is like, Supa didn't get to move, man. He did not get to move.
Q flash from Razork, not giving him enough time to react. That's a risky play. If Xayah's a little bit quicker on the trigger, if she knows that that buy is coming, that entire play does not work out.
That's why I love watching Razork, man. He realizes the chips are down. He's got to do something. He takes a gamble and he makes it work.
I mean, yeah, you couldn't see him over the wall. There's suddenly a buy instantly on top of you. Understandable.
Oh, I mean, Supa not being able to react, absolutely no discredit to him. He still has his flash. He still has his ultimate, which is going to be valuable in the later game fight. The biggest thing for Fnatic, though, comes back to what you were talking about. How are we doing, Noah? How are we looking on those items?
Little bro.
We're still only on 2.
It's like when you boost your friend in an MMO. You're like, look, man, I want you to be geared for the raid, but I don't know if you should be here yet. You need to spend a little bit more time farming. You don't quite have your gear together.
He's trying his best. Will this base be enough, actually? He's going back to base now. Will this be the Bloodthirster completed? There it is. All right, third item now finished for Noah. Still wants that level 60.
Alvaro instantly going for the engagement. He's only going to connect on one. That's going to be one dead. Rakan instantly getting cut through, but Myrwn is untouched. Keep your eyes on that Varus ultimate. Look at that damage! 3 carries, free firing.
Oh,
no! Humanoid, the richest member of the team, just getting cut down. The flash in, the shutdown. Mad Lions Koi take the fight. Can they move to just take the game?
Oh my word! We know that Myrwn is an experienced Varus player. The fancy feet on that one, the damage cuts down Humanoids.
This game is sick.
It's
what the hell? This game slaps.
There's gonna be a. Wait, that's not the soul. I apologize.
Not the soul. Soul point for both sides. We go again.
But maybe they can end 30 seconds on Humanoids.
No, keep it going. I want more. Straight into my veins. This is what I needed.
Supa has the shields. He's not going to fall prey to that engage. Razork, no flash available to him. They're going to have to give an inhibitor at least, but I do not think the Mad Lions Koi are going to slow down.
20 seconds left on Humanoid. Package is in the base, though. Maybe, just maybe, Humanoid can try and turn this one. Myrwn stepping up, though. The siege with this Ivern is ruthless. Oscarinin just doing what he can to clear the way, dashing back to safety. Celestial opposition going to fade away for Jun. That's a little bit less tankiness. Mad Lions Koi don't want to overcommit. We go again! One more! Fnatic didn't hear no bell, folks. We're still going.
Baron, 45 seconds, so the resets from Mad Lions Koi got to come through quick. Supa, you don't want to overstay here. Oh no, Razork!
Razork now caught out if the jungler dies. Baron is going down, but he's trying to turn the fight in the meantime. Package available, but no, you have to just back off. 60 seconds.
A huge blunder there for Razork. He believed the Mad Lions Koi would reset, but now there's no reason for them to. They can stick around in the top lane. They can begin the siege once more. And the initiation from Fnatic sits in the fountain.
No Rakan ultimate available yet. Relatively short cooldown. Elyoya continues to fish here. Oscarinin being the front line.
10 seconds for Baron.
The team needs. Yeah, you highlighted. It should be free Baron for Mad Lions Koi. Fnatic shouldn't be able to clear out enough vision. Walking into this jungle to even contest or peek at contesting could just cost them the game.
Whew. Really well played overall from Mad Lions Koi. I mean, you have to give him credit, like...
Blue trinket.
But by and large, they have been in control of this game. It's just Fnatic has found some very creative fights that has caught Mad Lions Koi off guard. But that pick was all they needed. Now the Baron is once again, that's the third Baron of the game for Mad Lions Koi.
And
Let's see if Fnatic can find another miracle fight, because that's what they're gonna need.
I mean, it's just so hard if you're Fnatic right now to play this game. Humanoid really is your only damage. I mean, Noah if he gets in range in theory, but Noah's range is essentially the same as Supa's range, Fresskowy's range, and Myrwn's range. So if he's in range, they're in range. Humanoid is the only one who can play this out safely. Yes, it could be different if he has Calibrum, if he's got the green gun, but at this point, Noah can barely hit waves outside of when they come into his base. He does not get to pick what guns he has for a fight.
GA finish for Humanoids. A little bit more tankiness for Razork as well. But the level difference is very clear. 18 for Supa, 18 for Fresskowy and Myrwn. It's literally one creep off of 18. That's the Jack show.
There it is.
I mean, he's going to be tough to kill.
Certainly is. Extra base stats come through quite nicely there.
Patient play from Mad Lions Core. Their stacking is 5 this time. No longer playing through 2 lanes. They said, screw that.
Razork trying to go in. Alvaro now fully committing with the ultimate. Supa uncontested, just continues to auto-attack. Jud now trying to go in, he catches one carry. They're trying to lock down. Again, the Xayah caught out. Supa nearly flawless, but nearly flawless is not good enough. Myrwn free firing on the backside. Noah eager to step up. Knows this is an opportunity to turn it back. Flash out clean. Fresskowy getting over eager. Fresskowy going golden, buys himself a brief moment of time, but surely he falls here. Flawlessly timed from Jun, shutting him down right as he comes out. TP on the flank. Oh! The package! Fnatic, do not stop, but neither does Myrwn. He's free firing. He's doing so much damage, but Fnatic will live to fight another day.
Another miracle for Fnatic. The prayers from the faithful shall be answered, and they will deliver 5 members strong. Can they run it down? Can they end the game?
Banger. It just keeps going.
The fights have been fantastic. Fnatic with a win here will lock a spot in playoffs.
Mad Lions quite guarantee a tiebreaker.
You're looking at the timers. Supa, 10 seconds. I think their timers are too low, man.
35 seconds on Myrwn.
I think we're going to go again. I don't know. Ultimate's
Alvaro,
coming
17.
back up. Razork now with the ulti available.
No, this is the situation where Mad Lions Koi are so weak. If Razork can pick out a single isolated target, it can all fall apart. They need 5 members strong, but they don't have
Supa's
time.
back. Fresskowy, 10 seconds. It's do or die right here, right now.
Has to clear the wave. Has to clear the wave. Supa this time around pulls the feathers up, tries to bring them back, but once again gets knocked up, gets locked down. But Alvaro, just in the nick of time. A living personification of Xayah and Rakan. They make it work. They hold on. Mad Lions Koi's bot lane, carrying through the entire game.
This time, Supa will not fall. And Mad Lions Koi will deliver the TP from Fresskowy. He's going to end the game.
Incredible game.
One of the most exciting games of this split will be ended.
Mad Lions Koi moving up to 4 wins, guaranteeing themselves a minimum of a tiebreaker, 1 step closer to locking top 8. What a game of League of Legends.
Whew. So many positive things to talk about from both sides.
Yeah, I mean, you can look back at this and you can look at the oopsies, or you can just look at all of the banger moments.
There were so many great
it's
fights.
It's an infinite highlight reel. My God.
That was so much fun. You can vote for your key player of the games. They're on your screen.
Myrwn, Fresskowy, Alvaro.
What a great game. That was super fun to watch, super fun to cast. Oh, we're gonna take a breather.
Guys, we're real. Moment here for the players, of course. They look exhausted. We're exhausted, but a well-earned win. Give it up for Mad Lions Koi. One of my favorite games of the split, no doubt in my mind. Whew. And I just think we're just gonna have to see if any other game can live up to that hype.
I mean, obviously frustrating for Fnatic, but I think like with the timers, they really cut it close.
It takes one more win for Fnatic to lock top 8. They seem likely. We'll see how they recover in the days to come. For now, though, we're going to send it to a quick break. When we return, an interview